This week on All the Good Sports. Will Warner leave sports journalism and begin a career as equipment manager for the Soviet women's weightlifting team? If Fred talks into straws, does he suck his soda pop through a microphone? If Julia is this accurate with a towel, should she be in the Pirate bullpen? Will Merv have a pool party and invite all of his personalities for a dip in the fountain? Will ex-professional wrestler Johnny the Chomper Zamboni stay on as bartender, or will he leave to produce an infomercial on his exclusive method of toning your facial muscles while ironing your towels at the same time? Is Nick going to leave Major League umpiring and accept a position as a judge? Maybe, and then again, maybe not. Will Rod ever ask for Johnny's chili recipe? These and many other questions will be totally ignored this week on All the Good Sports.
All the good sports, get in the game. Hey, can you come out to play? Get the home field advantage every time you're here. The action is happening, so come out to cheer. No matter what the season, no matter what your game, all the good sports are gonna come out to play. Power plays, game days, player stats, autographs, 4-1, home run, out of bounds, 10 rounds, 7 aces, winning races, Stanley Cup, slam dunk, field goals, Super Bowls, we're on a roll. All the good sports, get in the game. Hey, can you come out to play? You never know who is gonna walk through the door. When it comes to fun, everybody scores. No matter what the season, no matter what your game, all the good sports are gonna come out to play.
It was a wonderful idea. If the Goon Squad hadn't shown up, I'll bet you I would have pulled it off. Why, they might have even done a story on me on Inside Edition or a current affair.
Or, if they had pressed charges, cops. Warner, if that 250-pound female sumo wrestler had gotten her hands on you, and they might have been typesetting your obituary right now.
Bet you didn't know I could move that fast, did you?
You forget. I've gone out to dinner with you.
What's that got to do with anything?
I've seen how fast you move when the waiter brings the check.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Hey, Johnny,
So what's he up to this time?
you know that women's weightlifting competition they're having over at the Civic Arena?
You mean that show they're having where those women pretend they've been having a fun time with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Well, Warner, the Wonder Man here, walked right into the locker room after the event to get an interview.
Yeah, so?
Well, he was in the women's locker room,
And?
and they were getting dressed.
In the women's locker room.
That's right.
Well, what's right?
That they were getting dressed in the women's locker room.
Who?
The women!
Wait a minute. The women were getting dressed in the women's locker room?
No.
They were getting dressed in the men's locker room?
No. They were in the women's locker room.
But they weren't getting dressed. The showers are still busted, right?
Wrong.
They fixed them.
They didn't fix them.
They're still broken?
They were never broken.
Well, then why were they trying to fix them?
Oh! If you recall on my radio show, this is where I'd be punching you out and going on to the next call.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me tell you something. If I was still in the ring and you were in there with me, this is where I'd be punching you out and giving you the old Zamboni chop. Give some guys a radio show on KDKA and suddenly they have all the answers.
Yeah, that guy's got some aptitude, huh?
Not aptitude, attitude, Merv.
You don't say. Must have missed that fast, Father.
Here. You need some of this.
Oh. Nobody needs your coffee, Johnny.
Hey, Jumper, how's it going, guys?
Hey, lady, how's our favorite Pitt Panther?
Exhausted. I went to the game last night.
You know, I think Pitt's going to have a good team this year.
I wouldn't know. I don't follow basketball.
Well, then why do you go to the games?
Where else in town am I going to find that many gorgeous guys in one room? And all these buttons.
Fine, I'll take a couple down here.
Thought you got lost in there.
I was in the lavatory for crying out loud. What did you have? A clock on me or something?
I was working in the lab. Night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. Oh, you didn't know I could sing.
Still don't, Merv.
Don't let him bother you, Merv. He's just jealous because he couldn't carry a tune with a forklift.
No, so now you're the music critic. You must know, when I was in the service, I was quite good at stacking things with a forklift.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. I've heard your show. You still pile it up pretty good. What the heck, Johnny? I'll have your specialty.
Aw, Johnny, you're not.
Of course I am.
No, I thought Rod asked you not to serve that stuff anymore. His insurance wouldn't cover the claims.
I'll have you know, any man who loves chili is all right in my book.
But, Johnny, we're not just talking about any chili. We're talking about your
Wait a
chili.
second. My recipe has been handed down from generation to generation.
Probably because nobody wanted to hang on to it.
I've seen room plants die from the aroma from your chili. You know, like that time-lapse photography stuff.
Blah. Don't forget my bun.
When it comes to buns, Merv, I'm like an elephant. I never forget.
I like your chili, Johnny.
You're not the only one. Hey, Nick, you like my chili, right?
Yes. No.
I'll have you know people come from far and wide just to get the old chompers chili.
There's no local in their right mind will eat it.
Nick, Warner loves it.
Like you said, no one in their right mind.
You know, your chili's only good around closing time.
Now you're going to tell me it's only good after it's been on the stove all day?
No, I'm going to tell you that the smell clears the place out faster than anything I've ever seen.
How's it going, everybody? What got it?
What do you mean?
That smell. It's not.
Explosive?
I don't know. If it's chili, I wouldn't light it match.
Hey, Rod, maybe there's something wrong with me, but I happen to love the stuff.
Yeah, maybe there is something wrong with it.
Isn't chili Mexican? I mean, shouldn't your specialty be, call me crazy, Italian food?
I could have never perfected my marinara sauce.
But you perfected your chili?
My grandfather lived to be 92. He had a bowl of chili every day, and he never went to the hospital.
He was probably too sick to leave the bathroom.
So I guess you don't want it.
Nah, you can bury mine out back.
You know, Warner, that took some gonads walking into the ladies' locker room like that.
Hold it. Wait a second, I missed something here. You did what, Warner?
I just tried to interview Olga Plotnick.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the oversimplification of the decade. Olga may be a weight trainer, but believe me, she's got more than gorgeous pets. I think that chili has affected our friend here because he tried to interview her in the locker room.
While she was getting dressed.
What kind of person do you think I am?
I think we already determined that.
No, she wasn't getting dressed. She was in the shower.
Warner!
Some guys will do anything for a story.
Look, you know I'm not some kind of peeping Tom. I've got more class than that.
Of course you do. Well, then again, maybe you don't.
Aren't you supposed to be a major league umpire? I do have more class than that.
You're absolutely right on the money, Warner. You're a very classy guy.
See? Thank you, Mo.
You know, you and I, we have a lot in common. We should do some hanging around together. Well, I could come down to the paper with you, and you could come over to the soup kitchen and meet some of my buddies.
Let's not get carried away, Mo.
You know, Merv, that might not be a bad idea. You and Warner take it in a few games or something.
Oh, I'd like that. I'm especially good at Parcheesi.
Did you hear that? Parcheesi. I tell you, Warner, it's the perfect game for someone who's lost his marbles.
No, Merv. Rod meant football, basketball, baseball, those kind of games.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played any of those games in years.
Have you ever thought about playing in traffic?
I do that every night. You want to come?
So you just walked right into the women's locker room and started asking questions.
What you'd expect from a good reporter.
So why do you do it?
Women do it all the time to the male athletes.
He's got a point there.
Yes, but if he comb his hair right, he covers it.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't.
What do you do in the off-season?
A divorce one. Not just a divorce one. Interviewing naked men. I mean, who would want to do that?
Female sports reporters aren't in there to interview naked men. They're trying to get the inside scoop on a story.
So why does it bother you that Warner was in the ladies' locker room trying to do the same thing?
It's different.
What's different about it?
Well, you were in the women's locker room.
Well, gentlemen, there's a rational answer. Wait a second, hold it. If you're gonna keep the men out of the women's locker room, then by cracker, you gotta keep the women out of the women's locker room too.
You're out some buns.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't forget me buns, lassie. Julia, I'm not saying that what Warner did was the brightest thing.
If it were me, I would have tried it with much smaller and weaker women. I do think he had every bit as much right being in the women's locker room as any female reporter has when she's in the Steeler locker room interviewing Rob.
You know, I don't know what all the big fuss is about. When I used to wrestle, I pleaded with women to come into the locker room with me. Sometimes I even paid them.
Now that is different.
No, it's not. I wanted them to cover my story.
But funny.
You're probably right. It's just that part of me thinks that women handle these kind of situations better than men. I mean, men see half-clothed women and blah, 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 boo. Women, on the other hand, can be more businesslike, more objective. We can tune out naked, sweaty men with all those
Buns! Ha-ha! They go well with anything.
Look, I'm a grown man. I'm not shocked by these things. I mean, I know the difference between boys and girls.
Those Ken and Barbie dolls really came in handy, huh?
Yeah.
Look, I believe that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Anyway, what's the big deal? Aren't we all supposed to be grown-ups here? Excuse me. Nature calls?
That chili works fast.
And now, Fred, I'll bet you anything Olga was a knockout.
Probably. So what?
So, the truth is he went into that women's locker room to see some good-looking woman in some state of undress.
Isn't this the state of Pennsylvania?
You mean to tell me that you think the only reason Warner went into that locker room was to see Olga in the buff? That's a pretty strong accusation, Joel.
But then again, knowing Warner, it's probably true.
But what did he see?
Well, he says he saw nothing. He couldn't get by Svetlana, the traveling border guard.
Woodson's All-Star Grill, can I help you? Warner, just Just a second. I'll go get him.
This ought to be good.
I want to see this. Well, maybe I do.
This must be an important call.
What's the big idea? I was busy in there.
I just wanted to tell you that you have a call.
Well, you didn't have to come running in there while I was standing at the wall.
Standing at the wall. I've never heard it put quite that way before.
Neither have I.
Your boss?
My wife.
Your boss.
Next time, simply shouting through the door will suffice.
What's the big deal, Warner? Aren't we all supposed to be grown-ups?
We are?
Oh, relax, Warner. I had my eyes closed.
You did. You're sure?
Of course, I'm sure.
Hey, Warner. Where are your glasses?
Oh, they're on the sink next to soap.
I thought you said your eyes were closed.
So, I blinked.
I've never seen Mario Lemieux so upset.
Well, next time you'll watch what you say. You really put your foot in it this time.
Mario Lemieux. Oh, this is gonna be good. What happened this time?
Well, we all remember how last night our lovely friend Warner here tried to interview that Soviet weightlifter and scrub her back at the same time.
Come on, Fred. We went through all that yesterday. I went into that locker room for purely journalistic reasons.
Yeah, and if you believe that one, you'll believe that Johnny here's a master chef.
Jeez. Yesterday you nailed my chili. Today you question all my culinary skills. I'm glad you didn't manage me when I was wrestling. What a loyal friend.
Loyal friend? I didn't know. Wait, you were keeping low profile while you're in school. Your Majesty. Whoops.
I said loyal, not royal, Merv.
Oh. Oh. Gotta pass out the queen, eh? Gotta be ashamed of yourself. So you thought you'd pull one over on old Merv here, huh? I knew it all the time, Pilgrim. I'm amazed at you of all people, sweetheart, that stood so long. I had hoped for better things from you, Julia. Oh, and one more thing.
Yes, Murph?
Won't you fix my pants when you get a second?
The question is, Warner, what did you do to Mario Lemieux?
Better yet, what did Mario Lemieux almost do to you?
He took his steed and almost after the hound.
Stop now!
No, Merv. It's a garbage truck. They usually plow the streets when there's no snow on the ground.
Well, they could be practicing or something.
You know, Mario Lemieux is one of the nicest athletes in professional sports. The guy never loses his temper.
Well, he did tonight.
You see, Warner thought he'd impress him by trying to converse with Mario in his native language, which, as we all know, is French.
I took French in college.
So did I. Well, what's that spin?
What was he trying to say?
What I wanted to say was, Mario, my lord, tonight you were skating like the wind.
But he said, you louse, Mario. Tonight, you are breaking the wind.
You paid for those French lessons. I'll get the refund.